Hello, everybody. In today's segment, I'd like to talk about understanding financial statements and budgets. Now, I know for most people that they cannot stand anyone talking about finances and money because it's something that they don't understand and they want to be running their business. And I get it. Most people, they just kind of, when somebody talks to them about finances, they just kind of grin and bear it. But I definitely urge you as a business owner or whatever shade of entrepreneurship that you are, that you need to understand it. Because in the beginning, most people are very excited about kind of going off on their own or whatever they're doing. But you need to kind of control and understand where you're going. It's like making a roadmap or, taking a vacation. Well, how are you going to get there? You're going to take a plane, you can take a bus, you're going to walk, you're going to bike. How are you going to get there? Where are you going to stay? And, et cetera, et cetera. By the same token, getting there takes money, obviously. Now, how are you going to get there? Well, you need to understand the financials and things like that. So there's the basic level, which for most small business owners, like I said, they're busy running their business, whatever they're doing, and they just kind of grin and bear it. Well, the grin and bear it part is at least understanding the profit and loss. And by that, I mean revenue and the money after all expenses, the profit, the ultimate profit of the business. So if you understand that, you're in pretty good shape. So let me kind of go over that first. So as a business owner, obviously money coming in is good and money going out is bad. And understanding that revenue is the money you generate from running a business, right? If you sell a haircut for $15, your revenue is $15. Now, obviously, you're doing more than one haircut. You're doing, however many haircuts you do in a year, and that's good. Now, to get that haircut, obviously, you need to have expenses. So you need to pay employees, you need to pay rent, you need to pay, et cetera, et cetera. And after those expenses, that's what your net income is. That's what you quasi bring home, for lack of a better word. Now, if you understand that, you're in pretty good shape. Now, that's for a very simplistic business. Now, don't overthink that. Now, as you grow, obviously there's going to be other things involved. So you may have to get financing from a bank. You may have to get factoring from a factoring company. You may have to get credit cards, loans, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when that's the case, there's another sheet that you focus on, which is the balance sheet. Now, first off, I want to back up here because I probably went too far there. But, understanding the profit and loss, that's very good because, you need to understand that hopefully you're going more up than down. Now, if that's the case, more up than down, that's great for you. And then congratulations. But, obviously as things get more complicated, the balance sheet comes into play. And you definitely need to understand that, things such as like, am I spending too much on one customer? Am I spending too much on supplies? Am I spending too much on whatever you're spending on? Because like I said in the beginning, it's exciting that you're starting a business. It's exciting that you're going off your own. For most people, they obviously want to do it full time. They want to be able to take vacations. They want to be able to pay their mortgage or rent, whatever you're doing. They want to go out and have fun, do this, that, whatever else. They want the business to be all-encompassing. Now, to do that, you need to make sure you're not spending too much money, make sure you're not blowing the money on whatever you're blowing on. But I definitely urge you, if nothing else, as a very simplistic business, to at least focus on the profit and loss. And if you don't understand it, ask. We're here to help. We want to help you, whether it be your bookkeeper, financial person, CPA, whatever it is. Ask questions. People believe it or not, want you to succeed, because if you succeed, they succeed. If you fail, they fail, and that's the way it is. Now, just to kind of dive a little bit deeper into it, as most people go up that ladder, the balance sheet becomes more important. So, and the balance sheet, just to give an oversimplistic view, is literally the balance of the account. So when you see your bank account on let's just say October 10th, that balance as of October is X, or that credit card debt is whatever amount it is, loans, et cetera, et cetera. And it's important to keep track of that because, like I said, as you grow, things kind of get carried away from you. And loans and credit cards and this and that, you need to make sure that you're keeping accurate track of it. So because if the tax man comes by and you get audited, obviously you can just, here's the documentation. Here you go. Everything's nice and neat in a binder versus, paper receipts everywhere. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why things were tracked, et cetera, et cetera. And it's kind of where everything comes together, so to speak. So everyone's kind of in a business, everyone's kind of going their own direction. You have employees over here, you have the owner over here, you have vendors doing this, and it all comes together when the finances come in and somebody has to pay it. That would be you, hopefully, and and it's good to know. Back to that original analogy, when you take a vacation, where am I going? Well, this is where you're going. So if you have those financials, and you certainly, if you need help for your financial person, they can help you find out where you're going and make sure you're going on the right path. And then, even to take it further as far as assets, liabilities, shareholder equity, to really, money kind of gets a little more complicated as opposed to just that simplistic view of revenue and net income. There's and to kind of know how it's applied and go from there. But and go along with that, you can kind of maybe see that, hey, I'm spending too much time on one client, or I'm blowing money on too many supplies that I don't use, or even looking at your inventory that, hey, I've got too much inventory here. And it really kind of helps you, kind of reflect back on what you did or didn't do. But that's just kind of an oversimplistic view. Obviously, there's a lot more to it. What I'd recommend is if you just have a really simple business, is go online and Google, what is gross revenue? Is this important or is this not important? Or, it's certainly, if you have a bookkeeper or a tax preparer, check with them and they can help you out. But just a little bit about me. Myself and my partner, we have a bookkeeping business. So we're fairly acclimated to the small business world and the problems that exist to them. But our company is metrobookkeeping.com, www.metroacc. If you like us, if you love us, and you want some more of us, click like and subscribe, and you can check us out for more stuff. Until next time.